Conor McGregor is absolutely screwed. Watch this video. Hello, welcome to Me Edson. I hope you're all well. So the fallout from the Conor McGregor trial, where he lost the case, the civil case for sexual assault, and he's going to have to pay damages. But in many ways, that's the least of his worries. And I don't want to belittle the seriousness of this case and what he's been found guilty of or what he's been found liable of in this civil case. But the fallout, and I said this in a previous video, is just going to be immense. And it seems as if it's already happening. Companies are just kind of shying away from him. They're ditching him. All his business interests, they could be real issues with his business interests now in terms of people not wanting to buy his products or not wanting to be associated with him as well. There could be businesses going after him in terms of sort of civil litigation because of maybe bringing their brand into disrepute or anything like that. Anything that he's done now, there could be a knock-on effect, and this is a massive thing. Now, in terms of his fighting career, and he's probably going to say, well, I'm going to focus on that. But look, he's been out of it for so long. I keep on talking about it. Most people are just fed up of waiting for Conor McGregor to return. Now, I said in a previous video, it'll be really interesting to see what the UFC do, because they still got a 2-fight deal with them. And it really depends if they're going to want him on one of their events as well. But how long is it going to be? Or are they just going to keep him out in the cold? And that will probably be even worse for Conor McGregor, that he won't have any opportunity to do anything else because he'll be contractually tied to the UFC. And if they're not going to let him fight or see out those 2 fights, then he can't go anywhere anyway. So he's screwed either way. He's screwed in a business sense. He's screwed in a fighting sense because maybe, he's way over it. He hasn't really fought in ages. And, nobody's really going to take him seriously in the octagon, let's say. And nobody's going to take him seriously in a boxing ring anyway. It's only going to be one of these kind of marquee fights. Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul or something like that. But would you believe it? If we have a situation where, let's just say, all the dust settled, let's just say all the contracts were burned, were ripped up, and Conor McGregor could fight Jake Paul. You'd have a crazy situation that many people out there could be cheering on Jake Paul to beat Conor McGregor. Whereas, if this hadn't happened with the court case and everything, and if he hadn't been such a bit of an arse in his private life and his social life, now this is all caught up with him, of course. But if he hadn't been doing all this stuff, then most people would say, get in there, Conor. Why don't you bash Jake's head in? But now, most people are going to say, hold on a minute, he's a complete arse. If he goes in with Jake Paul, come on, Jake, just give him one for all of us. This is a crazy situation. So for me, if he got into the octagon again, if he got into the UFC, I don't think he's going to be well received at all. Most people out there would say, whether you're a fan or whether you're not, you're going to be looking at him going, you really have let yourself down. You really have let everybody down, especially where it comes to any kind of offences against women as well. Now, I'm not saying he's guilty. I don't really know. It's a bit murky, the whole thing as well. And yeah, sure, he might appeal against it. I think he is going to appeal against it. But nevertheless, his name has been completely dragged through the mud here. And this, as I say, that's almost like the least of his issues. The major thing is that the knock-on effect in terms of business, in terms of future fights, in terms of if anybody's going to want to associate themselves with Conor McGregor, any kind of business, any kind of fight night, anybody at all. Do they want to have Conor McGregor in the front seat there cheering everybody on, and doing his usual thing? Because he, usually turns up to the big fights, doesn't he? He usually starts giving interviews and giving it the big I am. Most people are going to say, especially after this, they're going to say, or most organisers are going to say, we don't even want you here. We don't want to associate with you. We don't want the cameras on you. It's only going to be negative. He's screwed. He's absolutely screwed. The only way he can reclaim any of this business side, any of this fighting side, credibility, it's got to come out in a court of law. So it doesn't matter if you're a supporter of Conor McGregor or not. It doesn't matter if you believe that what went on in the trial was a complete farce. The problem is that the court have decided So until it goes back to court again and the court review the case and find in favor of Conor McGregor, then this is going to be a big problem for him. This is going to be a big problem in terms of finances, in terms of business associations, in terms of his own businesses, his own business interests, but definitely in terms of his association with any of the fight sports, whether he's going there as a punter just to look at the fights, or certainly when he's going there to try and get into fights or trying to arrange fights in the future. This is a bad look all around for Conor McGregor, and I'd say he's absolutely screwed. And do you know what? You put yourselves into a situation and this is what happens. You know, you can say whether he's guilty or not, whether he's done something or not. The court have found that he has done something. There could be a whole load of other cases coming his way as well. If that happens, that's it. There's no coming back. And because people are looking at his lifestyle and the way he's been acting, you say, well, do you know what? There's no smoke without fire. Or do you know what? Because you reap what you sow. Regardless, celebrities, sportsmen, sportswomen, they've got to be more careful. They should know this. They should know that socially, they've got to be so careful how they act and what they do and who they associate with. Conor McGregor has just been given 2 fingers up to all that for so many years, and this has caught up with him. Can he get away with it, or can he come back from this? I doubt he can. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, just keep on watching the videos, and I'll catch you again. Bye now.